There is a strange, persistent frequency that hums quietly beneath the surface of your ordinary life. You wake up in the middle of the night, staring at the familiar shadows of your room, listening to the heavy silence of the world outside, and you are suddenly struck by a profound, inescapable sense of displacement. It is an agonizing, invisible friction that you cannot quite articulate to the people around you. You look at the heavy concrete of the modern world, the endless, grinding cycle of material survival, the frantic, desperate striving for wealth and status, and you feel utterly, completely alien to it all. It is as if you have been dropped onto a strange, incredibly dense planet without a guidebook, without a compass, and without a map to find your way home. You walk through the crowded city streets, surrounded by people who seem entirely consumed by the endless loop of ordinary dramas, harsh conflicts, and heavy societal expectations. And as you watch them, a deep, hidden memory stirs within the recesses of your mind. You feel, in your very bones, that you simply do not belong to this place. This world of thick matter, of violence, and of endless striving feels like a foreign country. You've spent your entire life nursing a quiet, inexplicable homesickness for a place you cannot even name. You try your hardest to play the game. You try to wear the human suit, go to the office, smile at the social gatherings, and engage in the superficial conversations that satisfy everyone else. Inside, there's a screaming silence. You are intensely hypersensitive to the vibrations around you. Harsh words, sudden loud noise, the general panic of the evening news. It doesn't just bother you. It penetrates your physical vessel. It completely exhausts your energy field. You retreat into your sanctuary, seeking the quiet of nature, the solace of your own mind, constantly wondering if there is something fundamentally wrong with your psychological makeup. You feel incredibly small and isolated, yet simultaneously, you possess a quiet, unshakable knowing that you are tied to something infinitely vast. This is the ultimate emotional contradiction. You feel a heavy sense of destiny, a ticking clock, an urgency that you have a specific, monumental mission to fulfill, even if the details of that mission are locked away behind a thick wall of human amnesia. You know you were chosen to be here. You feel the weight of it pressing on your chest every single day. But chosen for what? Why would a free, cosmic soul willingly dive into this heavy, restrictive, three-dimensional reality? For a decade, modern science and traditional psychology had no answer for this specific brand of existential angst. They would look at your symptoms and label you as alienated or maladjusted. But they were looking through the narrow, materialistic lens of a society that has completely forgotten its own cosmic origins. They were trying to treat a spiritual condition with earthly terminology. Enter a pioneering investigator named Dolores Cannon. She did not set out to uncover the secret of the universe. She began as a traditional regressor, just helping ordinary people navigate ordinary problems. But as she developed her quantum healing hypnosis technique, she found a way to bypass the conscious, analytical mind and make direct contact with what she called the subconscious. The universal source, the grand cosmic record keeper, that holds the absolute truth of our existence. Sitting in quiet rooms over a career spanning nearly 50 years, progressing thousands of completely unrelated subjects, from farmers to physicists, housewives to students, she began to hear the exact same impossible story. The people in the chair didn't just recall ordinary past lives on Earth as kings or peasants. Under the deepest levels of somnambulistic trance, they began to speak of a grand cosmic design. They spoke of a massive influx of pure souls answering a universal distress call. They spoke of a literal, physical shift happening to the planet itself. What Dolores uncovered was a revelation that shakes the very foundation of our understanding of human existence. The truth she found buried in the minds of everyday people defied every religious and scientific paradigm of the modern age. And what Dolores discovered next? changed everything she believed about human life. Welcome back to Awakening Archives. You have tuned into a frequency dedicated to the absolute truth of your eternal nature. In this quiet, electric space, we step away from the static and the heavy noise of the modern world. We dim the harsh lights of society and turn our inner dial towards the cosmic frequencies. This is a safe harbor for the awakening spirit, a place where we gently peel back the heavy layers of societal conditioning and remember the vast reality of the soul. We are not here to sell you a new dogma, a rigid philosophy, or a corporate spirituality. We are here as fellow voyagers on this beautiful spaceship called Earth, exploring the uncharted territories of consciousness. Consider this your cosmic living room. Settle in, open your mind, and let the heavy vibrations of the outside world fall away. Here, your hypersensitivity is recognized as a profound gift, not a burden. Your questions are honored. You are safe to explore the profound mysteries of your existence without judgment. The time for forgetting is over. The era of cosmic recollection has begun. Let us walk these sacred corridors together. And the time we share together today, you are going to discover the astonishing truth behind your lifelong feelings of alienation. We are going to journey deep into the original somnambulistic transcripts of Dolores Cannon's multi-volume work, specifically the 3 waves of volunteers in the New Earth and the convoluted universe, to reveal the exact hidden framework of the great planetary shift currently underway. You will learn precisely why your pure soul volunteered to come into this heavy era, and the monumental task you are currently performing simply by breathing the air on this planet. But you must stay locked onto this frequency until the very end of this broadcast, because the final revelation we will uncover fundamentally changes the meaning of every hardship, every heartbreak, and every moment of profound loneliness you have ever endured. We are going to reveal the ultimate cosmic perspective shift, the hidden truth straight from the subconscious that turns your deepest human pain into your greatest spiritual triumph. This is the ultimate emotional payoff for your weary soul. Do not look away. By the conclusion of our journey today, the puzzle pieces of your fragmented memories will finally snap together. Your personal liberation will officially begin. To truly grasp the magnitude of your existence here, we must travel back to the fundamental discoveries made by Dolores Cannon, entirely sourced from the deep trance states of her subjects. Through her advanced QHHT method, she made direct contact with the subconscious, an intelligence of supreme cosmic authority that possesses the answers to every question ever asked. And this source delivered a consistent, mind-bending narrative about the true history and current state of our planet. The Earth, the subconscious explained, is not a random rock hurtling through the cold void of space. It is a living, breathing, profoundly conscious school of learning. It is considered one of the most difficult, dense schools in the entire universe because it operates on 2 extremely heavy laws: the law of absolute free will and the law of total amnesia upon incarnation. Native souls have incarnated here for eons, learning the complex, grinding lessons of cause and effect, what we call karma, caught on an endless, slow-moving wheel of reincarnation. For thousands of years, this school operated as intended, but a massive cosmic event occurred that altered the destiny of this planet forever, according to the subconscious. The turning point was the year 1945, when humanity successfully split the atom and dropped the atomic bombs at the end of World War II. The entire universe took notice. The Watchers, benevolent cosmic protectors of the universe, saw that Earth was on a direct collision course with absolute disaster. Humanity had suddenly acquired mind-bending, constructive technological power, but possessed the spiritual and emotional maturity of angry infants. The subconscious explained to Dolores that the destruction of a planet does not just affect the physical realm. The energetic reverberations of atomic weaponry tear through the fabric of the multidimensional universe, affecting realms and beings we cannot even comprehend. It is not allowed. The Earth itself, weighed down by the heavy, dark vibrations of war, greed, and trauma, sent out a deafening distress. The living planet had decided she could no longer sustain the heavy density of the old human paradigm. She was going to raise her frequency and shift into an entirely new dimension to save herself from destruction. However, the universe operates on a strict prime directive of non-interference. External cosmic civilizations could not simply land their ships, forcibly disarm the planet, and force humanity to behave. The intervention had to come organically from the inside. But the native souls living on Earth were entirely too caught up on the wheel of karma. Their vibrations were too dense, traumatized, and entangled to raise the planet's frequency fast enough to prevent a cataclysm. So, Oko went out across the galaxies, the parallel dimensions, and the realms of pure, unmanifested source energy. Earth is in trouble. Who will volunteer to go? And you answered that call. Dolores Cannon discovered that millions of pure souls, beings who had never known the suffocating density of a physical human body, beings who had never accumulated a single drop of earthly cum, volunteered to drop their high vibrations and plunge into the dense, muddy waters of Earth. You agreed to be born as a fragile human infant, to be completely wiped of your majestic cosmic memory upon entry into the birth canal, and to subject yourself to the heavy gravitational pull of this three-dimensional illusion. The strategy wasn't brilliant in itself. Simplicity. You didn't come here to interfere forcefully or preach from a pulpit. You came here simply to exist by housing your pure, high-frequency soul within a physical human vessel. You act as a cosmic cleaning fork. You anchor the light of the higher dimensions directly into the heavy grid of the Earth. The very presence of your energy on this planet is slowly, methodically dissolving the old, dense paradigms from the inside out. The volunteers knew exactly what they were signing up for before they arrived. They were warned by the cosmic councils that Earth was the most challenging assignment in the universe. They were told that once they entered the physical body, they would forget everything. They would forget their divine origins. They would forget their connection to the source, and they would forget why they even came. Yet, the love they held for this beautiful living library of a planet was so overwhelmingly profound that they did not hesitate. They stepped off the edge of the higher dimensions and plummeted into the density of matter, trusting entirely that the quiet, indestructible spark of their cosmic origin would eventually awaken them from the deep slumber of the human condition. Let us turn the mirror directly toward you. Listen closely to the vibrations of your own life story, and see if this profound cosmic framework defined by Dolores Cannon does not perfectly explain the deep, enduring mysteries of your personal psychology. You've felt this your whole life, haven't you? A nagging, distant sense that you are wearing a physical costume that doesn't quite fit your internal energy. From your earliest memories, you likely observed the adults around you. Their anger, their greed, their obsession with arbitrary rules and conflict, and felt a quiet internal bafflement. You possessed an innate knowing that human relationships were not supposed to be this difficult. You carried a deeply buried memory of unconditional love and telepathic harmony, and the harsh, jarring reality of human society felt like a literal assault on your nervous system. This is the exact hallmark of the volunteer. Dolores categorized these beautiful, brave souls into three distinct waves. The The first wave, born generally between the late 1940s and the early 1960s, were the cosmic trailblazers. They took the heaviest brunt of the density, acting as the ultimate shock absorbers, because they were the very first to encounter the raw, dense energy of an Earth steeped in the immediate aftermath of global war. Many of them struggled deeply. Dolores noted that the first wave frequently battled severe depression, anger, and a desperate, overwhelming desire to go home or leave the physical body entirely. They hated the violence of this world. The density was almost too much to bear, and many simply did not want to be here. The second wave, born in the following decades of the 1970s and 1980s, were the energetic antennas. They are characterized by a unique disposition. They are gentle, hypersensitive healers who often choose to live quiet, isolated lives. They do not need to be in the spotlight or generate karma. They anchor the light simply by walking through nature, sitting quietly in a room, or existing in a state of passion. They are observers, entirely comfortable in their solitude, quietly changing the energy around them without drawing any attention to them. The third wave is composed of the new children and teenagers. According to the subconscious, this wave is arriving with their DNA already altered and upgraded to thrive in the new frequencies. They're the gift to the world, possessing advanced knowledge and an innate refusal to conform to the old, archaic systems of control. Regardless of which wave you belong to, you are characterized by an extreme, agonizing hypersensitivity. Because your soul originates from a realm of pure empathy, your energetic boundaries are naturally porous. You cannot simply walk through a crowded room without absorbing the energetic debris of everyone around you. In this heavy, three-dimensional world, this porosity feels like a curse that leads to profound emotional exhaustion. You quickly learn to hide your true self, developing a protective shell just to survive the harsh atmosphere of the schoolyard and the workplace. And then there are the physical signs. Dolores' subjects consistently reported a host of mysterious physical ailments that completely baffled the medical establishment. As the Earth's vibrational frequency increases, the human body must adjust to the new pitch. Do you experience sudden, inexplainable fatigue where your body feels as heavy as lead and you must simply lie down in a dark room? Do you have sudden shifts in your heartbeat, unsteadiness, or a phantom ringing and buzzing in your ears? Do you suddenly find yourself repelled by heavy, dense foods like red meat and artificial sugars, craving only pure water and light, live foods? This is your high-frequency vessel reacting to the shift. The carbon-based molecular structure of your body is attempting to shed its heavy density to harmonize with the heightened energetic oscillations of the new Earth. You are not broken. You are not maladjusted. You are a finely tuned, highly advanced instrument operating in a very dense, muddy environment. The anxiety that frequently grips your chest is not a failure of your character. It is the natural. Expect the friction of a beautiful, expansive cosmic being compressed into the suffocating limitations of the human form. But the cosmic clock is ticking, and the mission of the volunteers has entered a phase of critical, unavoidable escalation. We are no longer simply holding the light in the shadows, we are experiencing the physical reality of the great shift. Why does now matter with such terrifying urgency? Because the Earth has begun her final separation. In the convoluted universe, Dolores Cannon described the shift. There is a literal splitting of the world into two distinct realities. The subconscious uses the biological metaphor of a cell dividing, the process of mitosis, to explain exactly what the Earth is doing. The vibrations of the planet are raising at an unprecedented exponential rate. As the frequencies accelerate, the dense, fear-based structures of the old Earth are violently shaking apart. What we are witnessing on our screens, the chaos, the political upheaval, the madness of the collective, is the inevitable consequence of the old vibrations being pushed to the surface to be cleared. The subconscious revealed that as the frequencies accelerate, the population of the planet will eventually split into two distinct groups. Those who want to stay here and adapt to the changing frequencies, and those who refuse to let go of their fear and are left behind with the heavy density. The two Earths will eventually pull apart completely and become totally invisible to one another. Those who stubbornly cling to the heavy vibrations of fear, hate, and karma will remain with the old Earth, locked into the dense karmic cycle to continue their slow evolution in a reality that matches their vibration. But those who can match the rising frequency will step into the new Earth, a dimension of breathtaking beauty where the physical body becomes lighter and consciousness operates in pure harmony. The urgency of your soul mission has never been more absolute. The subconscious repeatedly warned Dolores that time itself is compressing. Have you noticed that there do not seem to be enough hours in the day anymore? This is not your imagination. The subconscious stated that the vibration is heightening so rapidly that the actual measurement of the day is collapsing. Time is speeding up as we approach the threshold of the new Earth. Because of this acceleration, you are being called to completely drop the heavy baggage of your past. You cannot straddle the fence anymore. The consequences of ignoring this calling are severe. If you, as a high-frequency volunteer, try to numb your hypersensitivity or stubbornly cling to the heavy drama's toxic relations, some fear-based jobs of the 3B world, you will get stuck. The high-voltage energy of the shift is pouring into your physical vessel, whether you are ready for it or not. If you do not allow it to flow through you and elevate your consciousness, if you refuse to spend time alone in quiet meditation, allowing the cosmic light to clear your energetic blockages, it will manifest as severe physical illness and overwhelming mental distress. The universe is actively pushing you to raise your dial, forcing you to look inward and claim your absolute sovereignty. This is why the friction you feel in your daily life has reached a boiling point. The safety nets of the old paradigm are being systematically removed so that you have no choice but to rely on your internal guidance system. If you attempt to build your foundation on the collapsing structures of the old Earth, you will fall with them. The universe is demanding that you step into your role. You are not sent here to cower in fear as the old world crumbles. You are sent Mercury, the stern lighthouse, in storm. Collective awakening depends entirely on the volunteers holding their frequencies steady while the masses panic. Your peace is your greatest weapon. Your absolute refusal to engage with the low vibrational fear narratives of society is the exact mechanism that anchors the new Earth into reality. The high-voltage energy of the shift is pouring into your physical vessel whether you are ready for it or not. If you do not allow it to flow through you and elevate your consciousness, if you refuse to spend time alone in quiet meditation, allowing the cosmic light to clear your energetic blockages, it will manifest as severe physical illness and overwhelming mental distress. The universe is actively pushing you to raise your dial, forcing you to look inward and claim your absolute sovereignty. This is why the friction you feel in your daily life has reached a boiling point. Safety nets of the old paradigm are being systematically removed so that you have no choice but to rely on your internal guidance system. If you attempt to build your foundation on the collapsing structures of the old Earth, you will fall with them. The universe is demanding that you step into your role. You are not sent here to cower in fear as the old world crumbles. You are sent here to be the sturdy lighthouse amidst the storm. The collective awakening depends entirely on the volunteers holding their frequencies steady while the masses panic. Your peace is your greatest weapon. Your absolute refusal to engage with the low vibrational fear narratives of society is the exact mechanism that anchors the new earths into reality. We have spoken of the heavy density, the atomic catalyst, the great shift, and the grand cosmic mission to save a dying planet. You now understand that you are a volunteer, a pure soul navigating the muddy waters of the human experience. You understand exactly why you feel like an alien in a strange land, why your physical body is struggling to adapt to the rapidly rising frequencies. But what if I told you that everything we have discussed so far is only half the story? There is a shocking, hidden implication buried in the deepest transcripts of the Dolores Cannon sessions. A revelation so profound it will completely destabilize your understanding of your own suffering. But none of this is the real reason your soul came here. The true purpose behind your specific, agonizing human pain is something far more intimate and far more mind-shattering than simply anchoring the light. Prepare your mind and open the deepest chambers of your heart as we venture into the ultimate revelation of the subconscious. In the quiet, dimly lit rooms where Dolores Cannon conducted her deepest regressions, a profound and recurring mystery presented itself. When subjects reached the absolute zenith of the somnambulistic trance, when the fragile human ego was entirely dissolved and the vast universal source spoke directly through their vocal cords, Dolores would inevitably ask the most painful question of the human condition. She would look at the sleeping subject, often weeping tears of real human pain, and she would ask on behalf of her weary clients, "Why did this beautiful soul have to suffer so terribly? Why did they have to endure the abusive childhood, the devastating betrayals, the crippling loneliness, and the relentless, heavy grief that has defined their human existence?" The answer that echoed back from the subconscious was not one of karmic punishment. It was not a cosmic debt being repaid to a vengeful universe. It was not a cruel test designed by an angry creator. The answer was a revelation of such staggering, breathtaking beauty and courage that it fundamentally redefines the entire concept of human suffering. The source revealed that as a pure volunteer from the higher dimensions, you did not possess a single shred of earthly karma, because you came directly from the source or from other pure mentions where karma does not even exist. You came to this planet completely clean. You had absolutely no karmic debt to repay. In fact, Dolores uncovered the astonishing concept of the imprint. Subconscious explained that if a pure soul came to Earth with a completely blank slate, they would not know how to function in a dense human body. They would be entirely lost. Before you incarnated, you traveled to the Akashic records, the great cosmic library of all existence there. You carefully selected past lives lived by other people, and you imprinted those memories and experiences onto your own energy field. You literally downloaded the history of Earth into your soul just so you could have a subconscious frame of reference. Therefore, trauma you experienced in this life, you attracted to you because of a pathway failure. You were never trapped on a karmic wheel. The suffering you endured was a deliberate, conscious, and unimaginably heroic choice.
You see?
The native souls of Earth were trapped. The heavy, dense karma of the Earth is deeply embedded in the physical bodies, the DNA, and the ancestral lineages of humanity. To clear this dense energy, to truly help the Earth undergo her mitosis into the new Earth, the light not just be splintered passively on the surface. It had to be injected directly into the deepest, darkest, most profoundly infected wounds of the human collective. And so you, in your infinite cosmic majesty, armed with the indestructible light of the higher dimensions, volunteered for the most dangerous assignment possible. You consciously chose to be born into family lineages that were suffocating under generations of unhealed trauma, emotional poverty, abuse, and dense simulacres. You deliberately inserted your pure, karma-free soul into the most dense, heavy, and dysfunctional environments imaginable.
Why?
Because you are a cosmic transmitter. The grand secret of the subconscious is that your suffering was not a lesson you needed to learn. It was your exact method of working. Every time you were subjected to the heavy vibrations of cruelty, neglect, or profound misunderstanding, your physical and emotional vessel acted as an energetic filter. You absorbed the dark, dense karma of your ancestral line. You pulled it through the agonizing crucible of your own breaking heart. You processed it. Every time you wept in the darkness of your rooms, feeling utterly abandoned by the universe, you were actually performing a massive, heroic act of cosmic alchemy. You were digesting the heavy karma of the earth from the inside out. And every time you chose, despite the crushing pain, to respond with kindness instead of vengeance, every time you chose to keep your heart open when the world gave you every reason to close it, every time you offered pure forgiveness to those who profoundly wounded you, you literally broke the karmic chains of your entire lineage because you carried no karma yourself. Your pure act of forgiveness acted as a massive eraser for the planet's grid. You stopped the generational curse dead in its tracks. Your pain was incredibly purposeful. It was the heavy lifting of the great shift. You believed you were a broken, failing human being struggling to cope with a harsh reality. You believed your loneliness was a symptom of your inadequacy. But the ultimate truth is that your loneliness was the intentional, heavy armor required to keep you isolated from the hypnotic, dragging illusions of the 3D world. Your suffering was the fierce friction of pure cosmic light colliding with pure earthly density. Let this realization wash over you like a tidal wave of pure liquid light. The very same liquid light. Subconscious use is to heal the broken bodies of Dolores of subjects. Let the heavy burden of your perceived failures fall from your weary shoulders. You did not fail. You have never failed. The people who hurt you, the systems that crushed you, the life circumstances that seemed designed to destroy your spirit, they were the very environments you utilized to anchor the highest vibrations of love into the darkest corners of this planet. Feel the profound, overwhelming awe of your own spiritual courage. You are a master of light who walked willingly into the deepest valleys of shadow, allowing yourself to be broken so that the cracks in your human vessel could let the cosmic light spill out into a starving world. The grief you've carried for your lost. As we sit together in the profound heavy resonance of this truth, the time has come for the volunteers to recognize one another. The days of hiding in the shadows of nursing your light and quiet isolation are drawing to a close. The new earth cannot be built in solitude. It must be woven together by the conscious connection of the awakened ones who are tuning their dials to the exact same frequency. If the vibrations of this broadcast have struck chords of your deep memory, if you feel the hot, undeniable truth of these words echoing in your chest, I invite you to step forward, make your presence known in the space below. This is not a mere comment section. Consider it a sacred cosmic ledger, a gathering place for the pure souls who have held the line through the darkest hours of this planetary shift. Tell me your experience of the density. I want to read your story. Which wave of volunteers do you feel you belong? Are you the weary, battle-scarred pioneer of the first wave who arrived right after the atomic alarm? Gentle, hypersensitive antenna of the second wave? Or the fierce and compromising system breaker of the third wave? Share the mysterious physical symptoms you have endured. The sudden exhaust, the ringing in the ear, the profound dietary shifts, the hypersensitivity to this. What part of this revelation hit you the hardest? Was it the understanding that your lifelong loneliness was by design? Was it the sudden, breathless realization that your deepest suffering was actually your greatest act of positive service? By leaving your energetic signature below, you were doing something far more powerful than typing words on a screen. Comment below with the exact size ampersand. You are sending out a beacon of light to the other isolated volunteers. When a weary soul stumbles upon this gathering and reads your words, they will instantly realize they are not alone. They will feel the validation of your shared experience. They are building collective frequency of the new earth. Right here, right now. Step out of the silence. Claim your cosmic identity. You are officially invited into the community of the awake, where your strange, beautiful, and hypersensitively is finally understood, honored, and celebrated. We are waiting to hear from you. The heavy vibrations of the old world are fading now, dissolving into the quiet, vast expanse of the cosmic mind. As we prepare to turn the dial and conclude our broadcast, take a deep, slow breath. Anchor the liquid light of this revelation deep into your physical vessel. You are fundamentally changed. The heavy armor of your past has been cracked open, and the brilliant, indestructible light of your true nature is finally pouring through. As you walk back out into the dense, chaotic theater of the modern world tomorrow, you will see it through entirely new eyes. You will watch the frantic rushing of the crowds, the panic on the television screens, and the heavy dramas of society, but you will no longer be hooked by them. You will walk through the illusion with the serene, unshakable grace of a master who knows the ending of the play. You will quietly adjust your internal dial, raising your frequency above the static. You have remembered who you are. The amnesia is broken. But as the veils of the great shift continue to thin and the two earths finalize their separation, one profound question remains. As your cosmic memory returns in full force and the limitations of your human vessel begin to fall away, what magnificent reality will you choose to manifest next? The universe is holding its breath, waiting for your command. The heavy lifting is done. The era of suffering is over. Keep your dial tuned to the higher frequencies, brave traveler. The cosmos honors your profound journey. And remember, you are never truly alone in the dark. For you are the very light the darkness years.